They went from heavy giants to light climbers, then back to the top of the food chain. This is the story of how Italian tanks completely reinvented themselves. We start our list with World War I and interwar period. Fiat 2000 was a steel colossus, Italy's answer to the earliest tank designs. At over 40 tons, it was slower than infantry on foot, but its bulk was unmatched. With a powerful armament and thick armor for its time, only two were ever produced, turning it into a forgotten juggernaut of early armored warfare. Fiat 3000 Model 21 brought a dramatic pivot. Heavily inspired by the French FT-17, this small and agile vehicle became one of Italy's first practical tanks. It was fast by contemporary standards and easy to transport, a vital building block for Italy's mobile warfare doctrine. Fiat 3000 Type 2 took that nimble design and reinforced it. Outfitted with twin machine guns and improved crew ergonomics, it held down the role of Italy's primary light tank well into the 1920s. It wasn't flashy, but it was dependable and set the groundwork for later improvements. Fiat 3000B marked a shift toward battlefield lethality. This variant replaced the earlier machine guns with a 37 cannon, giving it teeth against armored targets. It was a vital upgrade that transformed Italy's early tank force from support vehicles to genuine threats. Fiat 3000 Model 30 closed the chapter with a final round of improvements. A stronger engine and better gun raised its combat potential, even if its frame was showing age. Surprisingly, it stayed in service far longer than expected, a testament to Italy's early engineering resilience. CV-29 took a different route, a minuscule machine based on British tankette ideas. It wasn't meant to endure firefights but to scout ahead with speed and stealth. Though limited in armor or firepower, its concept triggered a whole generation of compact Italian tanks geared toward mobility. L333 carved out its place in military history as a pillar of pre-war armored strategy. Designed for two soldiers, it offered low profiles and sufficient speed, surviving mostly by evasion. For years, it served as Italy's go-to armor in multiple theaters despite its constraints. L335 followed closely behind with welcome refinements. It introduced better armor and mechanical reliability, making it more serviceable across varied terrains. From Ethiopia to Spain and beyond, this tiny tankette became a familiar, if cramped, sight in combat zones. L was the final breath of the tankette lineage. One heavy machine gun, strengthened suspension, and incremental improvements couldn't keep it relevant as heavier vehicles entered the battlefield. Outclassed but not forgotten, it marked the end of an era for Italy's ultralight armor concepts. Ansaldo 5T tried to rewrite the Scout tank blueprint. Never mass-produced, it showcased advances in turret design and internal layout. Though it never saw service, the experiment hinted at a future where Italy might blend speed with smarter combat capability. Ansaldo 9T aimed for that middle ground, not quite a light tank, not quite a medium. With bulkier armor and stronger guns, it reflected a turning point. Italy was now designing with real battlefield performance in mind, anticipating more serious engagements. World War II. M1139 was an unusual machine. Built in the late 1930s, its gun was hull-mounted, while machine guns lived in the turret above. That configuration made some tactical situations frustrating, and in fast-moving desert warfare, it proved more awkward than effective. L640 answered the call for a true light tank. Built for reconnaissance, it offered sharp agility and consistent reliability. Its tracks left marks across two continents, from sandstorms in North Africa to the frozen expanse of the Russian front. M1340 became Italy's flagship fighting tank during World War II. When it debuted, it matched many contemporaries in firepower and armor. It carried Italian forces through intense engagements in the desert, holding its own against early Allied armor. Centro Radio, a variant of the M1340, served as a mobile battlefield nerve center. It traded ammunition capacity for high-powered radio gear, coordinating armored movements across larger distances, a key role in operational cohesion. M1441 pushed the design further with engine improvements and smarter filtration systems for dusty operations. More powerful and more suited for desert warfare, it brought needed upgrades, though time was already catching up with the chassis underneath. M1542 became the final mass-produced step in that evolution. Better gun, better armor, and better mobility, all rolled into a design that arrived too late. By the time it saw action, Italy faced growing pressure from superior enemy armor. The anti-aircraft version, M1542 Contrario, flipped the playbook. Armed with 4 20 cannons, it was constructed to tear through low-flying aircraft, but was no slouch against vehicles either. Sadly, very few were built before Italy's factory line stalled. Carro Armato Sahariano took clear notes from British cruiser tanks. Streamlined, low-profile, and blazing fast across sand dunes, it looked ready for high-speed clashes in the desert. But internal delays and shifting priorities kept it from reaching combat. P-2640 was Italy's lone wartime heavy tank to enter real production. It came with sloped armor and a 75 main gun, modern by the standards of its day. This tank showed that Italy could innovate when resources and politics aligned. P-43 never made it past mock-ups and scale models, but the concept was bold. Tactically, it might have stood toe-to-toe with Allied heavies, boasting superior protection and firepower. On paper, it was a contender, one that sadly never got the chance to fight. P-43 bis upped the ante even more. Had it seen production, its 9mm cannon would have put it in the same league as the most formidable tanks of the era. Heavy armor, high firepower, its cancellation leaves a tantalizing "what if" in armored history. Quick question for you: if you had to command one of these tanks in battle, which one would you pick and why? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to see your choices. And hey, if you're enjoying this deep dive into Italy's tank history, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Cold War Indigenous. Leon MBT emerged from a promising collaboration with West Germany. Italian design philosophy paired with proven German mechanics resulted in a well-balanced prototype. While it saw limited adoption, it laid the groundwork for future main battle tanks. UV-40 Mark I shifted gears toward international buyers. It bore heavy resemblance to the Leopard 1, but brought its own flavor in terms of electronics, with advanced fire control and rugged design, a serious offering for nations needing quality on a budget. UV-40 Mk2 turned that base into something even more lethal. It introduced full stabilization of the main gun, enabling precise firing while in motion, a premium feature at the time. This evolution turned the platform into a true battlefield performer. C-1390 packed surprising punch into a small frame. Armed with a powerful 9mm gun, this light tank leaned into high mobility and fast flanking tactics, ideal for rapid operations where speed and force needed to collide in seconds. Modern era. C-1 Ariete began as a pre-production test beast, designed to field test Italy's next-gen battle systems. Components like targeting, armor layout, and engine calibration were put through their paces before final blueprints were locked in. C-1 Ariete, the standardized final version, became Italy's modern heavyweight. With advanced armor, digital fire control, and operational versatility, it finally gave the nation a homegrown tank competitive with global designs. The Ariete PSO variant emerged for peacekeeping and urban combat. It featured reinforced armor against ambush tactics and mines, tailor-made for conflict zones where danger could come from any angle and at any time. Ariete AMV is the newest face of Italian tank warfare. Stronger engine, upgraded digital systems, and better overall survivability. This tank carries the full legacy of Italy's design evolution and ensures they remain a deadly force in the world's toughest battle spaces. And that wraps up the incredible journey of every Italian tank ever made, from steel giants to sleek modern machines. If you enjoyed this breakdown and learned something new, be sure to give it a like. Got a favorite tank from the list, or one you think deserved more love? Let me know in the comments. I'm always up for a good tank debate. And if you want more deep dives into military history and armored warfare, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.